to another episode of Here I Stand.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
so happy to
go.
have you, friend.
Yeah.
And we have today
A guest.
a very special, special guest, Reginald
Reginald
Lewis, the soul teacher,
Thank you. Thank you
soul
for having
teacher,
me.
celebrity psychic medium,
Yes.
spiritual life coach.
I am always
Come
curious
on,
about
resume.
this.
All
Come
the
on.
things.
Come
Resume.
on, all the things. He's everything.
It's everything. Most importantly, good energy.
I
That's
just know that this table better not float up and nothing like that. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
all I
and the
got.
spirit moves like that. Then
And why
you know,
y'all
then
sit
it's
me
worth
next
it.
to him first?
You can
Why
say,
you
I
make-
mean, listen, I'm not afraid now.
Listen,
God,
Reginald-
you know, Lord.
God
If
is
you don't
in the
use him, Jesus.
Only
God
God
is in
here,
the
nothing
room.
but God and goodness.
nothing
here.
Okay, we got- we good, we
Okay,
good.
All right, all
Exactly.
right.
Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, go ahead.
So we've had a lot of opinions. I think we've had some spirited conversations leading up to this.
We have.
We
That's
have.
It's safe to say that. It's safe to
Yes,
say that,
yes.
for sure.
One of the things that we have been talking about that I want to just really touch on quickly is inspire action.
Yes.
And how do you tap into that voice, that inner voice that's God, versus a lot of what people are going through is anxiety and depression and all of these negative, words. How do we differentiate?
I mean, I have
In
an
today's
insight.
world.
So a lot of people ask me that question, a lot of my clients, because right now, as we know, anxiety, depression, it's at an all-time high, especially in like our society today. Between politics, technology, social media, it's like everything is go, go, go. It's an automatic type of thing. And I think people never take the time to say, okay, you know what? Let me stop. Let me get out of automatic mode. Let me get into manual mode. Let me start to get control, rather than losing control or becoming overwhelmed, feeling like I'm not in control of anything. I tell people, when you talk about the word inspired, it's two words, and spirit put together. So to me, when you say inspired, it's being in the spirit. And what that means to me, being in the spirit, is being led. And to be led, you have to, at a point, release control, be willing to release control, surrender to something higher than yourself, a higher power. Either call it God, so we call it the Holy Spirit, But to me, I feel that inspired action is allowing yourself to be in that place, to stop, to take a moment to listen, to go within yourself, and say, okay, God, the universe, I'm listening. What do you have to tell me? Take time to pause and look at your life and say, okay, what has been bringing me anxiety? What has been bringing me depression? Because there's an original point to everything. There's a cause to everything. And once you get to that cause and you're able to face that and realize what that is, then it gives you a sense of empowerment and control.
Yeah.
Okay, to be inspired, to realize, okay, you know what, I need to remove this. This no longer is serving me, This is just a distraction. When you start to sort of tear down those layers, then you become more receptive.
Yeah.
You become more open to receive that inspiration and to be able to be motivated by that inspiration.
And that sounds like a really evolved point of view. But Sam, I feel like you had a lot of good points on all the voices in the head and how you
Right.
identify and differentiate too.
So I was actually formally diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. I took medication for it, went through all of that. And as I've grown, I'm still in therapy. I've been in therapy for, my therapist known me for 8-9 years now. So I don't not believe in that, but as my spirituality is definitely very important to me. I identify as being Christian. And so I'm somebody that really feels like, the Holy Spirit, when that loud voice, that blaring, like, you got to do this now, or those pressured moments, I know that that's not God. God is a God of peace. So, but again, what I've learned over time is that God does not speak in that loud, pressured voice where I feel like I got to do something. I got to do something right now. I got to make a move right now. I know that that's not him. It's that subtle, small knowing that I have in those moments where there's no conflict. I don't feel negative about it. I have a peace about it. It may be challenging, but I have a peace about it. And so I've had to learn how to quiet down what is actually real, grounding techniques. What is real
What's
right now?
real right now?
Yeah, what
Yes.
is what am I actually dealing with right now? Have I created 3 seasons of Days of Our Lives off of a instance? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do.
Right.
You give me one thing. Let's say you don't text me back. you know what, I said this and that happened.
happened,
And
and
so
then
she probably thought I said this. And then she went to go talk to her friend. And then her friend probably told her, and you know what, she probably told that girl that don't like me. You know, I create a whole narrative off of one little thing. And I have to ground myself and say, what do I actually know? What is fact?
What's fact-based?
And what am I actually dealing with? What am I, and those things have really been helpful to me. But really, when I talk to God and when I try to understand, I really look at the Bible and Samuel was, when you talk about, he said God was speaking to him and he did not know it. And he kept going to the person that he was being mentored by in the Bible. And he was like, at night, there was somebody that was calling him. And he was like, are you calling me, master? Are you calling me? And he's like, no, I'm not calling him. And he goes back again. He asks again, are you calling me? I keep hearing this voice that's calling me. He's like, no, it's not me. You got to go back to bed. And he goes a third time. And he's like, you know what? That's not what's calling you. God's calling you. Just say, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And so that's what he went back to the bed and he did that and God downloaded. And so now I allow myself, like when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, okay, there's an intention, there's a spirit. Instead of me just looking at like, oh, it's a coincidence, passing it off, I know that God is moving. Our spirit is always moving. Our spirit world, we're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Exactly.
That's
It's always moving. And so I can't be so consumed with what I see that I know that's what I see is temporary. What is unseen is eternal.
Yeah.
And so, that's a little bit of how I
So
feel.
I want to add to that because intuition is a key part of what you just said. Because intuition is your inner knowing.
It's your inner
It's
knowing.
your
that's good.
inner knowing.
True.
And especially with the work that I do, because I operate and I live off my intuition, and that's how I help people is to tap into their own inner knowing and intuition. Is like I said, it comes back to finding that voice, that inner voice, like you said. It's going to be subtle, but it's going to be consistent. And you said a key word, peace. Peace is an indicator. If, like you said, you're jumping your mind, as I say, the monkey mind is jumping all over the place, and it's here and it's there, and left, right, up and down, because that's what it is. It jumps around. But God's spirit, your soul, is going to be consistent, and it's going to be gentle, and it's going to be loving.
It is.
It's not going to be pressuring and pushing you and causing you
Right.
anxiety.
Yes.
And I tell people that you have to, that's why you need to get rid of the distractions, all the outside noise.
How do you do it?
Well, for me, meditation.
On
Exactly, it's true. Exactly.
Let me tell you how
The
crazy
noise.
my brain is. She said, speak, Lord. And the way that my musical brain thinks, I'm thinking Suge Avery.
Suge
Speak,
Avery.
Lord, speak to me. I hear songs in my head. What's wrong with me?
Well, that's
Not a
recall.
bad thing. That's a good
recall.
thing.
I literally hear lyrics and I hear music all the time.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that because part of, I feel what we're talking about here is how to truly discern, your inner voice.
Yes.
How to
versus your
discern
thoughts.
what is God and what is your ego and your pride, and what you desire. Because I believe there's two wills. There's your will, your personal will, and then there's divine will or God's will. And I feel so many people, they desire and they want to be able to listen to divine will, God's will. What is God's purpose for me? Where do God want me to go? What do God want me to do? And that's why you need to get out of your own way, which going back to your question is how. How do you find that voice? And for me, it's meditation. So always say I have meditation and prayer are key.
They're
key
key.
tools to navigate.
And the
life.
way that I differentiate meditation and prayer, and you guys correct me if you have a different opinion, is prayer is listening for God. Prayer is asking God, and meditation is listening for God
Yes.
to download.
I was just gonna say that exactly.
Yes.
That's the key. Meditation is taking the time, like I said earlier, get out of automatic mode, sit and be still. In the Bible, it says all the time.
Be still and know.
Stillness.
Know.
That's a common. You always see
Still and
that
know.
because that's when you hear the voice.
Yes.
That's when you hear God. That's when you hear Holy Spirit. That's when you hear the divine speaking to you. So I tell people, yes, you have to take time to meditate. And people, they always have a misconception about meditation because, like you said, people are like, I can't meditate. My mind is here and there. I tell people meditation, all meditation is focusing the mind. People get caught up in quieting the mind. That's not meditation. That's a form of meditation. There's many forms of meditation.
right.
You have active meditation, you have passive meditation. People don't realize they're meditating when you're in your garden, when you're reading the book, when you're doing drawers, when you're in any moment where you're just focused solely on that task, or in that moment and your mind isn't focused on, oh, I got to do this tomorrow, I got to pay this bill, I got to go pick up the kids, It's like, no, I'm focused on this. And when your thoughts are gathered, when your thoughts are focused, I feel that's when your intuition is able to speak to you, because your mind is more disciplined.
Wow.
That's interesting. It's like when people talk about being in a zone or being in the pocket, right? It's like they go into that mode, and then all the creativity downloads and all that divine inspiration starts when you focus. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I have to, I really have to put my phone to the side.
That's
And
so hard.
I mean, it is. And because, you're busy, right? So you put your phone to the side. And I really have had to practice, because my mind, it's like, just like this. It's like I look at it like being a squirrel, just here, there,
Monkey
here,
brain. I
but
love that.
I'm all over the place. But like when I finally have a moment, I'm just like, no, like God, I'm talking, I'm listening, I'm worshiping, I'm doing in my private time, in my moments, to be able to really hear Him. And then there's times where I will I feel it, because I'm like in that space and there's no other distraction. I literally physically feel what's being told to me, what's being downloaded to me through the Spirit. Like I can verbalize it clearly, and it's taken years of practice of doing,
Wow.
but I can literally
I always have to
feel
go
it.
sit somewhere quietly, like go to a beach.
Yeah.
Beaches, I really can do it. Because
Oh,
I'm
beaches are beautiful.
Watching it.
Yeah.
And it's not just the beauty. I think it's just
It's nature, right?
Well, being number one, being in sand. Look at how many granules and grains of sand there are, and how you're just one little. It shows you how small you are, how minuscule your problems are. That's what I think.
Yep.
I look at the body of water. I think of, wow, the things I'm going through, they pale in comparison to this. Is a big sea of water. So I think being next to the water, being near the sand, always helps.
Yeah, she said it though, nature.
Yeah.
Nature is, because what's the closest thing to God?
Yeah.
Nature.
Of course.
That's right.
Nature is the closest thing to God.
Of course.
So like you said, when you go and you look at the water, that water can calm you, from the blueness of the water
It does.
to the waves to the sound.
Even just talking about it, I'm
Exactly,
know
your blue shirt,
I literally-
exactly. All the things
going,
I need.
going to the park,
Yes.
just the greenery, the luscious of the greenness of the
Trees.
grass and the trees and
Yes,
the breeze.
yes.
Nature is the closest thing to God.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you are near nature, that is naturally a place of peace for many people. And I say, if you don't do that, bring it inside. Like my home is full of plants and full of things that remind you of nature. I have a sanctuary. I've built a sanctuary. And that's another key thing, is a lot of people do not create the environment
That's right.
for peace,
That's
for
true.
meditation, for prayer, for connecting. I think a lot of people, they rely on outside sources, thinking I need to be at church, but people aren't always at church. A lot of times they can't make it due to other situations. It starts with where you are. One thing my grandmother used to always tell me is, wherever you are, that's where God is.
That's where God is.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's where God is, where you are now. And that's what people have to realize. They have to go back to what you're saying, realizing that inner spirit and connectedness.
Yeah.
That God is not someone way out there, far away in the sky. God is here.
I am that I am.
Exactly.
And
It's
and a
your
lot of
inner
people
spirit.
don't know what that truly means.
Right, and when you brought up church and all these other things, I think people look for a lot of escapes, right? And even at church, people don't got no peace. They ain't got no real relationship with God. They just as lost as people on the outside, judging people on the outside. And it's like you have to, in order to have a relationship with God, you really do have to build that ability to pray, meditate, really have to build that internal, because you'll never have peace. I don't care if you go to every church, you can go to the Vatican, you can go anywhere in the world, be at every single church service, but you still battle with this issue of understanding, okay, what is me intuition, me hearing the Spirit, and me just being distracted by all these different things and finding another distraction. Okay, well, I'm gonna find my favorite show, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna listen to my favorite song. I'm gonna go to this club, I'm gonna go to this lounge, I'm gonna go to this restaurant. I know if I go out with my friend, I'm gonna feel peace. I know that, like, it's like
Well, that's just
I'm trying to
distraction.
find, but I'm gonna take this pill. I'm gonna go and eat, do this.
drink
I'm trying
this
to
thing.
find a way to find peace of mind. I'm trying to find a way out of my anxiety. No, you have to be intentional within self. We keep trying to find other people to give us solutions, and we are not doing enough work within ourselves.
Inside.
And guess what? That's hard.
It
It's hard to
is.
take accountability. It's hard to sit there and really deal with the thoughts that you're actually struggling with. That's part of the reason why people distract themselves, because they're afraid of what will come from those moments.
And to that point about dealing with the thoughts, and even what you're
Yeah.
talking about, Reggie, I had an aha moment about understanding feelings and emotions
Oh, yeah.
versus thoughts
Yeah.
versus spirit,
There's a
and
lot.
understanding all the things that's going on in your head, right? So you might wake up one morning just in a bad mood, or thinking about an old situation that hurt you before, and that can't be the thing that dictates your day. That's a fleeting moment. That's
a
an
moment.
emotion, but that's not who you are, right? And even in your thoughts around how that thing made you feel is not who you are. Right? And so I think getting to the heart of who you truly are is the hard part. Because some people can't look in the mirror and realize that they might not be being a good person.
And people don't realize you
They
do
may
have
not be living up to their potential,
you have control.
but you have control.
And he's basically saying right here, we're not exercising control.
That's right.
We're not taking time enough on our own to gain control and understand how to focus our mind. We just go with, oh, well, our thoughts are all over the place, so that's how it's supposed to be. I don't have any control over this.
Yeah.
But you do.
You do.
You just got to practice it.
Yeah.
You got to create, it's a discipline.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Practice, discipline. Like you said, I tell people they always ask, how do I meditate? Well, I say the first thing is focus on your breath, because we talk about what brings you back to that inner spirit, that inner soul self, your breath, because your breath is literally your life. You don't have no
life.
breath, you don't have no life.
That's right.
You know?
You don't want to have bad breath.
You don't want to have bad breath.
Definitely don't want to
Have a
have
bad
Definitely don't want
life.
that. Might be me and your next husband with bad breath. That's not
no,
good.
Might not work
I'd be
out.
like, that is
Hey,
not our
listen.
life. We'll
No,
not
no,
do
no.
that.
Yeah, you want to make sure, exactly. You
So
wanna
what
make
is it that you do for your clients, like, or for your, I don't know, are they clients? I don't know what to call
sure.
them.
Yeah, I have clients. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So what is it that you would say that you do?
So I have many different roles, as you said earlier. I'm a spiritual life coach. I have a bachelor's in transpersonal psychology and metaphysical studies. I'm also ordained as a non-denominational minister. So there's a lot of things. So people
You wear a
come to
lot of
me-
hats to be so young.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's
Impressive.
true. So I think the thing is, for me, I have many different gifts, and I believe those gifts serve their purpose at that moment with whoever is meant to serve. So for instance, for you, you may just need counsel and inspiration, and that's what I use it for. For you, it may be healing, spiritual healing, helping you to heal. For you, it may be coaching. So it depends on the individual and what their spirit, because everybody is unique. Their journey is unique. And I think that's another key part.
Yes.
I feel so many people, they compare their lives
You talk
to
about
other
comparison.
people.
What'd you call it?
The spirit of
The
comparison.
spirit of
Exactly,
comparison.
the spirit
yeah.
of comparison. And they think, oh, this person's life is so perfect. They're married, they have kids, or they ain't making this so much money, and they have this type of job. But the thing is okay, but where are you at? You're so focused on their life.
That's right.
You're missing where you're at, like your journey. Like, look at where you're at, and try to figure out, where do I want to be, and where is God trying to lead me. So I feel that's key for people, is to stop doing that comparing,
Right.
and look at your life and look at your journey.
That's right.
And start asking the core questions: Who am I? Why am I? What is my purpose? And that's a
Yeah.
lot what my work has to do. It's getting people back to those core questions of, okay, are you on your path? And if you're not on your path, how can you get on your path? And it goes back to following your intuition. And that's what I do between counseling, life coaching,
Okay, so let's have him do like an example. Do an example of what you do. All right.
Okay, so
You
ready?
gonna go with your spirit. He gonna talk to somebody here. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
She was like, hit me. Tell me what
Oh Lord, she wants. Yeah, she
I
wants
don't
you to go
care.
with
and
your
I want
spirit.
you to be as,
Yeah.
yeah, say it.
yeah, well,
Unless,
I share.
unless
I
I'm about
share.
to fall out this chair and die. Don't mention that.
Yeah.
No,
Tell me that next week.
I.
Next week.
I share whatever, like I said, I feel I need to share. I don't hold things back. So mainstream people know me as a psychic and a medium. That's the other part of my gift. So there's a difference. Not all psychics are mediums. but all mediums are psychic. So meaning that a psychic is someone who reads energy. They're just someone who's sensitive to energy, okay? And, you know, potentially can tell you things about your past, your present, just based off your energy, your spirit, your aura. Then mediums are those people who have that connection to actually connecting with spirit, okay, and communicating with spirit, okay? So not all psychics can do that. I'm both, a psychic and a medium. So I use that aspect when I counsel people, okay, depending on what that person needs. So as I'm actually sitting here talking to you ladies, I do feel a lot of energy here right now. And so I usually go to whoever I'm drawn to first. And I'm drawn to you first, okay, very strongly. There's actually, we all have loved ones around us.
Yeah.
I tell people, you know, I believe that God is love, and I believe in spirit, and I believe that we truly are eternal. There is no such thing as death. Like you said earlier, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, not
That's
physical
right.
beings having a spiritual experience, you know. So who we are, that does not die, you know, it's just this flesh suit that we're wearing.
That's right.
You know, that's temporary.
Right.
So you actually have around you, I feel very strongly this whole time that we've been talking, there's an elderly woman that's around you, and she definitely comes through as a maternal figure for you,
my
okay?
Nana.
So I know this is grandmother energy,
Girl,
maternal
Virginia
grandmother
Pittman
energy.
every time. Hey,
Because-
girl. Hey, what you doing, girl?
She's definitely your guide, and I know you guys are close because just how I feel her just standing there to you. So I know you talk to her, you think about her, and that she is a guiding force along with your angels, because I truly believe in angels,
Yes.
and I know God gives us angels.
Yep.
Okay, so she's a part of your team of angels that's watching over you, and I feel this message of that she wants to let you know that she's extremely proud of you and the path that you're on, because a lot of times you say, God, I wish you could see where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because I know you'll be so proud of me. And I feel like she's like, you need to know, like, I hear you, and I'm watching you, and I'm protecting you. There's been so many situations where, at moments where you have questioned your journey and your path, and you're like, am I making the right decision? Am I on the right path, God? And you kind of hear this, like, nudge in his voice to say, no, you're on the right path.
Right path.
Trust yourself. And that's been her nudging you, because that's what she was to you younger. So it's like she hasn't stopped serving that role.
That's right.
As a guide, as a motivator, pushing you, encouraging you.
I had a dream about 3 months ago that she told me to put, she wore bracelets, and she told me to put her bracelets on, and she said in the dream, even if you don't wear all of them, just wear this one. And I put it on, and I've had it
And
on
that's
for
hers?
months. This is hers.
Wow.
She's had these since she was 20. And I just always wear
wear
it,
it.
whether it matches or not. Child, I'm in gowns with the crazy bracelet on.
it's
I'm
all
like, I
right.
won't
It's
take
not
it off.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's not.
crazy.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
closeness.
Yep.
That's a sense of feeling close. It's a way of physically something that represents her
Yep.
to you. But she's like the first energy. It's like, yeah, she just needs to know. It's like she knows, but this would just confirm what she
Yes.
already knows. And that's what I do a lot of. I don't tell people really what they don't know. Some things, yeah. But a lot of times it's confirmation. It's what we know in our spirit. But a lot of times we're doubting
Right.
and we're
Yep.
questioning.
Correct.
And I'm able just to give them that confirmation. Like, no,
Well, thank
you're
you.
right. You
Thank
need to
you very
trust.
much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I feel that
Go
would be-
Nana. She's the bomb girl.
Yeah.
I know it. You always talk about it. That's great.
That's so beautiful.
So I feel like, so once like I get started on one person, I start to feel a whole bunch of energy come into the room now. So I'm starting to feel a whole bunch of energy. So, okay, I'm gonna go to you, and then I feel like I'm gonna go to you. So you actually have, so I definitely feel your angels, because like I said, I know we have angels directly from God. I'm not talking about our loved ones, I'm talking
Yep.
about actual angelic beings.
Yep.
And I always say we have two guardian angels. That's been my experience. We all have two guardian angels on each side of us, watching us and protecting us and guiding us. And so you have two guardian angels. And my personal experience, angels are androgynous. They're not male or female. They embody both. They're just these beings of love and light. And so for you, I feel like you definitely have been on a journey of many transitions, especially right now in your life. And it's been a roller coaster, and it's like you've been going up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes you're overwhelmed because you're sometimes feeling like, I feel like I'm doing this all by myself. I feel like I'm doing this all by myself. And sometimes you're just feeling like I don't have the support that I would like. So I know you're used to kind of carrying everything on your shoulder at the same time, trying to help other people at the same time. And that can be very much so overwhelming, you know? But I feel like what's happening with you right now is that God is putting you on a path where he's ordering things, and you're starting to see the order of things, where it's like, you know what, just rely on me, trust me, surrender. because I'm going to show you signs. I'm going to give you signs. And I feel like God has been putting people in your life, putting people in place for you to support you. I truly believe if you pray for something and ask for it and you expect it, God is going to give it to you if it's going to serve your highest and best interest, if it's meant to benefit you. Okay, otherwise it's not going to happen. People always say, I pray for this and I'm asking for this, but God isn't answering. How do you know that's what you need?
No, 100%.
A lot of times what people think that, they want, it's not what they need.
I agree. I agree with that.
And you've been in the place where you're like, I'm just going to focus on what I need. I'm not going to focus on all the extra stuff that's baggage. And so you've been doing a lot of shedding. You've been doing a lot of releasing so that you can go along your path a lot more smoother with less distraction and negativity, because I feel that there's been so many people in your past that just been negative and they've been in your life, and in a way they say they want good for you or the best for you, but the truth is they don't, because there's jealousy and there's enviness. But those people, it's like, I truly believe God will move those people out of your life. When you start to surrender and say, God, I remove myself, I'm putting it all on you, God will remove those people. So that's where you've been at. And I just see so many changes. It's weird because I see a move, okay? Like I saw boxes around you and I see a move around you. So
I just moved.
Okay.
I literally just moved.
Okay, yeah, because that's usually my symbol for move. I literally see boxes. So that shows me like move, and you needed that. Like you needed that. That was one part of the transition and the change and the transformation. Put you in a new environment, a new space, so that you can think clearly and get out of the old, out with the old and with the new, as they say.
Right.
Okay? And I feel like you have an older male that's around you who I feel that comes to more as a father figure for you in spirit. And I don't know if this is grandfather energy, but I feel that this person may have passed when you were younger, a lot younger, okay, and not older. So, but he seems to be very familiar with you. And he says that you've been having difficulties with love and relationship, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's been something for you that has been very much so like a huge challenge for you. And you've been in this place of just not necessarily making that a priority. It's something that you desire, but the right people or the right person hasn't come into your life.
Right.
And it's like, it's coming, but I feel like you need to first continue to focus on your priorities right now, where you're at, because it's leading way of preparing you for that person. Because I truly believe in divine time and divine order. I truly believe that. Everything happens for a reason. And I feel like a lot of time in love and relationships, people are very disappointed because they feel like, I don't have that person in my life. And I say, have you made room for that person in your life? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually?
That's right.
Have you made room for that person in your life? And if people keep coming in your life and they're not the right people, it's because it's something that you need to shift. It's a pattern. It's a thought belief. It's something that you need to shift because you're attracting that.
Yeah.
And so that's where you have been in the place of, okay, God, I see what you're doing to me. You're transforming me. You're releasing old things so that you can bring in the new. You can bring in the blessing. You can bring in that person who's truly meant to be my soulmate, to be my life partner, you know, that person to be my spiritual partner.
Yes.
Because I know that's something that you're seeking, is that you're seeking someone to not just be a provider, but you're looking for someone to be a faith partner, someone who's spiritual and can support you, can be on that same wavelength with you.
Yeah, that's so true. So true.
So it's like the message for you is that you need to continue on the path that you're on and go with the change. Change can be so uncomfortable, so scary.
But you need it.
Step into the unknown.
Yeah.
Welcome it.
So exactly. Welcome it and go with it, because your path is already led and you just need to follow and continue to trust.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
Are you ready?
yeah.
Do we need the drum roll?
We got tissues? Anybody got some tissues?
Oh God. Okay. So I feel like a whole group of people around you, so I feel like you have a lot of family members in spirit. You have a lot of people in spirit around you. I feel grandparents. I feel even like friends or people that you knew in life that were friends that's not blood related. So I'm just gonna see who I need to focus on. I want to focus like her, like a grandmother. You have a grandmother figure that's with you that comes through like a mother figure as well. So I know that you was close to her, just like she was close to her grandma. And she says that she knows that at times you've been really kind of going through it internally sometimes. It's like, I feel like overall you're a very upbeat person, but there are moments sometimes where you're just like, I'm just tired, and I'm a little bit sad. And I feel that that source of sadness is a source of like, it's a sense of grieving. It's a sense of missing something, you know, in your past, like loved ones and things of that nature. And I feel like she keeps showing dancing that keeps coming through. So there's
She
a very
loves
strong
to
connection with
dance.
dancing. And I feel like she keeps showing you was younger, you know? So I feel like that was like something you used to do all the time. You love like
Always do,
dancing.
all the time to this day.
'Cause
To this day.
She's happy feet.
Yeah, because that's what your mother's showing me, but she's showing you younger, you know, not now, and she's showing like dancing, you know, and it's like love seeing you dance,
Yes.
like your happy place, you know, your place of joy,
It's the truth.
and she wants you to know that she says that you're not alone, and not only that you're not alone, but you have so much support from the other side, and in this side, in this world, you have so much support around you. I do want to say this because I feel like there's someone else trying to push in, trying to come in. I'm getting another male energy that's trying to come in. I feel that your grandmother may be trying to bring in, and the energy that I get from this male energy, he does feel younger compared to your grandmother. Your grandmother obviously is older, an elderly woman. This feels like a younger male. And he keeps showing me angel wings. So the first thing he wants, and I'm asking, what does this mean, the angel wings? He keeps putting angel wings, and he keeps showing like angel wings in your back. Like he calls you, I thought he was gonna say, I'm her guardian angel, but he calls you his guardian angel. Okay, he's calling you his guardian angel. And angel wings are a very significant sign or symbol. Okay. Okay. I just want to say this. I feel like, I know you've had a lot of loss in your life. I can feel it. I can see all these energies around you. I feel like between the grandmother and this male energy that I'm picking up on, I feel like they're the closest to you. And I feel like they keep talking about dreams because I feel that you're a dreamer and you dream and people come to you in your dreams. Loved ones come to you in your dreams. I feel between your grandmother and particularly this male, they tried to come to you in your dreams, okay? And they try to let you know, hey, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm not alone, like we're together, like like family is connected together. I feel the other thing too, because it's like it's coming through so quick, so sometimes I have to like pick it up before it goes and leaves. The other thing I feel that, okay. The other thing I feel like he wants to mention is he communicates with you through song and through music. So you will hear there's certain songs that will come on and it's like, oh my God, I'm thinking about him. Spirit communicates in so many different ways. I think sometimes we ignore, we don't pay attention. But it's those moments where you hear something, a song, or you see something particular, and all of a sudden you just think of that person. That's them. That's them trying to give you a sign. That's them trying to give you a message.
That's great.
I also feel like he's wanting to talk about pictures, okay? And particularly he keeps showing me a shirt, okay? And keep wanting to talk about a shirt with a picture, okay? A connection with a shirt with a picture that he keeps wanting to talk about. And I feel like this would be something like with his picture on it, okay? Or something had to relate it to him,
Foundation.
okay? But this is like very significant to him, okay? And I just keep hearing thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's a sense of gratitude or thank you for whatever this is related to, okay, with the picture in the shirt. Tennis shoes keep coming up. And I don't know if you actually would have like some shoes or some tennis shoes, but there's a connection to
There's shoes in my
shoes
closet.
with him, okay? And it's like, I know you have these, and he's glad that you have them because obviously that's your connection of like once again a physical representation
weird.
of remembering him, you know. And so he wants you to know, it's like, okay, I don't have my shoes, my tennis shoes.
I'll tell you,
Love those tennis shoes.
my son passed away, and I buried him in a pair of sneakers that he wanted that I had. That's weird. Oh, wow.
So this is him
There you
trying to
go.
come through.
There you go.
That's it right there.
You know, this is him coming through, and I think your grandmother bringing him through. You know, to know, okay, we're together. You know, and we're here. And I can tell he obviously is your motivation. He is definitely your inspiration. I truly believe that our loved ones, our ancestors, can be our muse. You know,
Yeah.
like they can be our guide along with our angels and God. Like I believe, like especially when we have a certain purpose and a certain calling on our life,
Absolutely.
because we need all the support. Especially when God has a certain calling in your life, like we need all the support
That's
that we
right.
can to stay on track. And I believe we all have a spiritual support system from God. You know, the Holy Spirit, you know, from, you know, our loved ones to our angels. I say, God was smart. Like, he knew what he was doing. Like, he didn't leave us here with no guidance or no help,
Right.
you
That's
know.
right.
And I believe, like, when you're on purpose and you get to that point where you're saying, okay, I want to be on purpose, I want to know my purpose, that's when things start to shift in your life and start to move. So I feel like everything that you've been doing, like your son, your grandmother, has been there, like, motivating you, pushing you, even times that you're like, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to keep doing this. But then it's like, nope, you need to do it. And you can just know in your spirit, okay, now I need to keep doing it. Because not only is, I feel, a tribute to him or what you've been through, or testimony what you've been through, but it's helping to change other people's lives. It's transitioning other people and letting them know. Part of your purpose, I feel, is to let other people know you're not alone.
Right.
That's a big part of your purpose. So that you're not alone.
Wow.
You know, I've been through this. There's other people that's going through this, but you need to know you're not alone. There is a support system for you. You know, there is a support group for you. And I feel like you've always known this your whole life, because I believe like I said, we come here with a purpose. You've always known since you were a little girl. You've always known, I know God has a particular plan for me. Like you've always had this drive in your spirit that's always pushed you. You're like, I know God has something big planned for me. And you've always seek that. And that's rare because not everybody do that. You know, not everybody have that discernment at an early age to feel like, okay, I feel like this is pushing me to drive for something bigger, to go for it. So I feel like you've always been the person, like you've always, people tell you go right, you probably go left. Just because you're like, I want to know what's left because everybody else already going right.
For real. That's me.
Tamika. Absolutely.
You know, you're like, I don't want to follow the path everybody else goes because everybody else already knows. Like you're an explorer, you're an adventurer. You know, that's just part of your spirit and who you are, and that's a good thing because being that person, that person to go off path or go a different path, you help to create a pathway for other people to follow. To say, there's more than just one way to do things. Life isn't just this linear path.
100%.
You know, you're gonna go through loops. You're gonna go through ups and
So
downs.
much.
You're gonna go
Wow.
in circles.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Super amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Appreciate
pleasure.
that.
No, really, seriously, I was very hesitant, you know,
You sure
with my spirituality and everything. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar.
Definitely.
But this has been an incredible experience, and I thank you for letting the Spirit use you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I've never done this before in my life.
Yes.
Never. And it's funny that like I had
Stick
so
with
much
me, kid.
opposition
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
to coming here, just even for me internally, like
Yeah.
it was like I'm tired, but if someone's depending on me, I gotta show
That's
up.
it,
It's part of
yeah.
my personality. It's like I'm gonna show up, and like I was like, God, there's got to be something that you're trying to tell me here. Like I'm not gonna fight it, and like just some of the things you're sharing is like exactly where I've been and like been at a place of surrender, and yeah. So I really do appreciate you today. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow,
There
what
we
an
go.
episode.
What an episode.
Golly.
Yeah, so.
I don't think y'all need another episode. Golly, that was amazing.
That's
Thank
a wrap.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
having me.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Appreciate you.
Y'all gotta
Yes.
be. He gotta be reintroduced. Somebody else.
Here we stand.
Here we stand.
Here we
That is
stand.
exactly why I wanted that name.
Yes.
It's about standing through life's obstacles. It's about dealing with it and getting out and seeing the other side and knowing that you can get to the other side of it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Thank
Spiritual teacher.
Spiritual
Soul
teacher,
teacher.
spiritual life coach, soul teacher,
Teacher.
psychic medium, or
Prophet.
The celebrity.
Celebrity.
Mystic.
psychic.
That's what I think it's
All
called.
of
I
that,
missed that
exactly.
part.
But
all
all
those
of it.
terms.
all of the things,
all those things.
positive, love, and light. And I'm just so happy
and
you
light,
came
yeah.
and shared your
Mr.
gift and your point of view
Yes.
with us. And yeah, we're going to keep going, ladies.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
wow.
Thank you, Reggie.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.